It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. Brought to you by Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet of Waterford. Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
Hey, good morning, Dr. T.
Good morning. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I'm off today.
Come on. You know what, Regina? Listen, I got to give a shout out to Salvation Army. On Friday, they had Employee Appreciation Day, and we was off work with pay. So shout out to the Sal. Yeah.
So wait a minute. The Salvation Army gave you guys off and paid y'all?
Yes.
Shout out.
You talking about a hope dealer. I was giving hope for real on
shout
Friday.
out to the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna have to play this back for Joe Lunghamer. Joe, can we got the day off? Can you pay us still? Can I sell two? Right. Can I sell 2 cars today and get paid for not selling them?
Okay. Yeah, can we get a little incentive? So you know what? I literally was so overwhelmed. I've never been been attached and contracted with a place that literally appreciates you, and then they pay you too.
Well, you know what? When a company can be thankful of their employees and show them. I was just talking to someone this week. I can't remember exactly who it was, but they said, actually, she works at a local credit union. Can't say her name, but she's been there 30 years. Wow. And she said in the past that her managers, her upper, her people over her have given her money, given her, not incentives, but given her appreciation, bonuses like because each year that she's been there.
Oh, okay.
And she said this is the first year that she got, they said, well, go online. We're going to give you this. But she didn't tell me what it was, but she wasn't happy for 30 years.
Yeah.
I think she's probably expecting maybe $100, $200, or a gift card, or, just something. 30 years is a long time to be with one company.
Yeah. And you know what? People have the mindset of it's a gift. You didn't have to pay for it. So whatever it is, we should be appreciative.
Well, but here's the thing. You have a budget. You at a credit union or at an institution or anywhere that you work, there is a budget or somewhere you can move some things around and show that you are appreciative.
Well, that's true. I think in any capacity, any job, I think we need to look at what's going on in the environment and look at our employees so that we can, when we do give gifts, we're mindful of them. And it's not just something that we're giving them, but something that they can actually use. Well,
I totally agree. I believe it should be something from the heart, but I think it's the small things that actually will help people. You know what I mean?
Saying thank you really go a long way. Yeah. Like saying thank you, I appreciate you, a small card, just a gesture, period. Yeah. That goes a long way.
Well, it goes back to saying, checking on your people. Yeah. Are you okay? Do you need something? Because when you think you think that a person is okay, they're not. Because we wear that mask on the outside, but really what's going on in the inside?
Employees perform better when they're in environments where they feel appreciated.
Well, amen.
They do.
Amen.
They
amen.
do. And it's not so much as monetary. Of course, that's always nice. But when people feel appreciated and feel like they are part of a team and they feel like that their voice matters and their presence matter, they perform better.
So it's not exactly what you do, it's how you do it.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. So, of course, what you do matters.
Why do you say it's a little bit of both?
Well, I think what you do matters because what you do inside of any company, you're a representation of them. So if you do it well, of course, it matters. And if you don't do it well, it matters.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, at Lunghamer, when I come in the morning, I'm saying good morning. Yeah. You know why? It's because I didn't wake up this morning. I didn't wake up next to you. I didn't get out of bed and say good morning. I didn't walk around my house and say good morning. And these are the individuals, my coworkers, are the people that I spend the most time with. We're not in each other's face all day, but we're in the same building.
Well, I think what you're doing is setting the atmosphere.
Exactly.
So number one, when you say good morning, you're also setting the atmosphere within yourself.
Yes.
So it's going to be a good morning. And, I'm big on commanding the day. I'm big on commanding the day before I even start the day, leave my home. And so by you saying good morning, you're welcoming them. And then you're also putting it in the atmosphere that it's going to be a good morning.
Well, when you command the day, you can go to work or be in front of someone on a regular basis, right? And you can command their day. Command their day means turn their situation around, because you don't know how, when they woke up, how did they feel this morning? Maybe they were down because of some things that happened in their life, or maybe something just tragic happened. Or maybe they just not woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So if you come in and you have that energy, then that change the person's whole perspective of that day. And then also think about this. One thing what I do is now I have one of my coworkers has been at dealership for, I think he's been at Lunghamer for 3 years. And he used to sit, when I come, he used to sit to the left of me. And I called him my work husband. It's because when I came in, we said good morning. If my customers came in or his came in, he said, Regina, be right back. Sit in our luxury lounge. Do you need some water? Right? And that's what he would do. And I would do the same thing for him. So they bought a new salesperson in. They moved him on the other side where I can't actually say something to him. I got to walk in and turn and say hi. And then, so now guess what? The young lady that sits there now, we do the same thing. And one thing what I appreciate that she does is, I had a customer, I just left a dealership. I forgot I had a 10 o'clock. I looked right on my schedule at 9 o'clock. Forgot I had 10 o'clock because I needed to run to the other store. And what she did was she called me. So it reminded me of, you know what? We're together as one. Because we're looking out for each other.
And that's what I think when you are in atmospheres like that and you feel like you're a part of a team, then you do work well together, teamwork. But also it lets you know that, I'm not an island. I'm not on the island by myself. I have other people.
No man is an island.
Yeah, no man is an island by themselves. And so we all need one another. And so when you're working in, environments where there's teamwork, where the atmosphere is set for everybody to grow, to learn, and make like family, really. So that's why I really love the collaboration with the Salvation Army, because it really is like family. So I appreciate, and shout out to the envoys.
Shout out to the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
So, our word of the day, actually a word of the week that we came up with is trespass.
Trespass. Yeah.
Trespass.
So, Regina, I have to tell you, when you said trespass, I started laughing because I'm like, what?
No, excuse me. No. What you did was you put a question mark.
Well, I laughed.
And I was at a 40th
though.
birthday party, and I didn't even answer because I was running around trying to, take pictures and do all these other things. But when I looked at it, right before I went to sleep, I said, she don't get it. Trespass. Or did you get it?
So I did get it, but here's the thing, and I'm sleepy this morning because I told you I was going to talk about Shatamamika Carlson. So I was listening to her, and then I happened to open it up, and so we were on the phone. She wouldn't let me go to sleep. We got to get up early. But anyway, so I was looking at it, and I immediately thought about the movie Trespass. Literally, that was the first thing I thought about. And I thought about how you're entering somebody else's property without permission or going through somebody's things. And so that's what I thought about with trespass. So as a therapist, I was like, trespass. How can I make that work? And then so I thought about just intrusive thoughts. So, when we have intrusive thoughts, or my clients have intrusive thoughts, those thoughts are trespassing. So how can I help them, tackle those thoughts? And so one of the things we do is use cognitive behavioral therapy. And so that means to those distorted cognitions, we actually have them look at that and help them change them. So trespass. But then as a human being, as a Christian, I thought about that as well, because we have intrusive thoughts every day. I don't know about anyone else, but if we can be real, because we go to day-to-day things, we have things happen. How do we combat those intrusive thoughts? By the word of God. So,
yeah. Well, amen.
Amen. You saved today?
I'm saved. Oh, no, she didn't.
Let's
Wait a
get
minute.
it.
Come through, y'all. Okay. You know what? You guys can call in today at 1-866-423-9578. 866-423-9578. 866-423-9578. We're giving away 2 gift cards this morning. 2 gift cards. Come on. Call in this morning. You know, but you know, my trespass to me is, okay, see, I trespass every day.
Do you? Listen, you trespass with me every day. So.
I trespass every day. You know why? Because I'm always entering. You know, I ain't going to say I'm wrongfully entering, right? Another property or touch another property. But I trespass every day. Why? Because I'm going to be all up in your grill, all in your face. Like, hello, good morning. How you doing? You know, I'm getting in. When I'm comfortable with you, I'm in your space, right? I'm in your space. So I trespass every day. But definition says an illegal act that causes injury or damage to any person or property, the wrongful entry upon another's property, to commit a trespass. But when I'm at work, when I walk in, because we have our part, you know, our space, right? I call it our QB, right? I walk into, you know, Sammy's to the left, Comments to the right, right? And so I walk in their QB and I say, good morning. How you doing? What, you know, how was your day? And I'm into their area.
You ain't asked them, can you come in?
No.
You just been trespassed, right?
No, because, you know, I feel that I feel the comfortability doing that. And so I just actually walk in. I stand there for maybe about 30 seconds, you know, or within 10, I'm trying to get your attention. Get off the phone if you plan on your phone. And knowledge that I'm there.
We can put them out there.
Yeah. Stop playing on your phone. Stop doing this because I want to have a conversation. So I'm trespassing.
Literally.
But you know, when you're comfortable, you can trespass, right?
Yeah. So, well, that's good, though. And, you know, I just really thought about trespassing again. And so sometimes, you know, anytime things go against the word of the Lord, that's trespassing. And so, like, for instance, pain, that's a trespasser.
So, Dr. T, you're going to a whole nother
subject right now. I mean, you know,
we got to go to, we have to go to break because,
you know, you triggered me with the word trespass.
So this morning, next coming up is the director, the producer of Unseen Innocent. Her name is
Letitia McIntosh.
She is in the studio, and we're excited to have her, and we'll be right back with her.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Lunghamer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
We are back in the studio. So excited this morning to be back in the studio. Dr. T, are you excited this morning?
I am excited. I mean, that beat was, man.
That had me pumped. I ran down the hall.
Listen, did you run down I didn't run down the hall, but you know, I'm hype anyway, so I'm in here like, yes.
Did you have your coffee this morning?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, that's right.
Don't play.
Okay. I know. Play the lottery.
Gil was on that gas station.
Gil was on that gas station coffee. Okay. Yeah. All right. So in the studio this morning, we have Letitia McIntosh, the director, the producer of Unseen Innocent. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're excited this morning that you came in the studio with us.
At 5:45 in the morning.
Amen.
Yeah. You know, shout out to our listeners this morning that's tuning in on Facebook and the radio. You can call in at 866-423-9578, 866-423-9578. 9578 866-423-9578. We're giving away 2 gift cards, $25 gift cards. The phone should be ringing off the hook. Yeah. Everybody wants something free, right?
Yeah. Shout out to the young lady who won last month.
Yeah, you step right out. Have your alter ego step right out. Yeah, Shout out to...
Yeah, we had somebody to win. She called, y'all. She did what she was supposed to do. She got her gift card, and we on to the next one.
So we did. We mailed it, and she was super excited. She was. Yeah. So this morning, you know what? Let's get in and get on our conversation with you, Latasha.
Unseen innocence.
Letitia, thank you.
Yeah.
Letitia.
Unseen innocence. Let's get into it.
But you know what? No, let's talk about the background.
Okay, let's get into it all.
Get into it. Get into
wherever
it.
you want to start.
So is this actually your first movie or?
This is not my very first movie. I actually have a movie that I worked on called Freshman. Freshman is a play on the words of freshman and then the Greek lettering mu lambda nu that looks like the word man. And so that was my first short, and it was in a couple of film festivals. So Freshman is a movie about college fraternities and date rape.
Wow.
That was my first one.
Wow.
And then
wait, let's go back to that. So
she's trying to slip over it real quick.
So what inspired you to do that particular movie?
So that actually, when I went to film school, I had to turn in a project, and that was actually a personal story. And so I just decided to tell that whole story. And when I did, it was liberating. And so I actually filmed that for my actual thesis, and that's where the story comes from. So it's a personal story.
Wow. So
it's
a true story.
Yes.
Wow. So did you pledge?
I actually didn't pledge a sorority, but I am a alpha sweetheart.
Okay.
So what's the alpha sweetheart?
It's a little sister organization to the Alphas, and I have to really give a shout out to them because they saved me from the other fraternity that was basically preying on female freshmen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
okay. Shout out.
So you said your first film was from personal story. Mm-hmm. Do you care to share just a little bit about?
Well, so the story deals with, and it's really a coming-of-age story that deals with when you're going into college, when you're even just going away from home for the first time. When you go with somebody into places, when you go together, you leave together. And so it really plays on the fact that, being a freshman, sometimes they know that people are naive. And then even the immaturity just behind the fact that you've got other people that are young and immature, and then wanting to belong. People wanting to belong to a fraternity, maybe just going along with other people who are bad apples in that, or bad actors rather, within that, fraternity or sorority, and just kind of going along with it. And so the story kind of tells us, it delves into how one person used or abused their position within the fraternity to get other people to find females so that he could, take advantage of them.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So that was your first one. You said that was your thesis.
That was my thesis.
Okay, so tell us a little.
Dive into it, huh?
So when she said thesis, so I'm thinking, okay, you have a master's in what?
So it's actually a film program. So that's what they called it, is a thesis film.
Okay.
It was what I needed in order to graduate from the film school program. So I have a degree. My background, I went to a HBCU.
Okay.
Shout out to Central State. I went to Central State University, and my degree is in computer information systems, and that's what my whole career has been in IT and information technology. Has been surrounding that career. So when I wound up in the film industry, I was really surprised because it wasn't where I was going to go, but it's where God led me. It was the assignment that I was gave in order to try to, to do what I'm doing right now, which is telling this story about a man wrongfully convicted for a crime that he didn't commit.
So have you noticed that everybody pretty much when they come on our program, they always it's always God in their life?
Oh yeah,
it's always
it
always centers around the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that we are on
Lord.
We are on Faith Talk Radio, but I appreciate that
that's
because
why he led me here. He knew he was like, I got to send my people over to where I want them to be.
So shout out to Donna Brown.
Yeah.
Donna Brown, I call her my big sister for actually introducing us to you. So
Donna
we
is
appreciate Donna Brown.
Come
Shout
on,
out to
Dee
her.
Dee.
treasure. Yep. Yeah. Donna
Yeah,
is
but I mean,
good
it just
person.
goes back, like you said, God has well thought out plans for us.
Yes.
We have one plan and one thought process, but it's the Lord who has the well thought out plans before we were informed in our mother's womb. So we appreciate God this morning. So let's talk about it. So before we get to Unseen Innocence, what was your next film? Because you shared that you did another film as
Yeah,
well.
so I produced a film. It's a boxing movie, and it's called Made for This, and it's actually on Tubi. And I produced that. Was the first film that I produced when I finished film school. Actually, I went into film school right around COVID, and that, the trajectory of my life changed as a lot of people's did, and I wound up leaving my IT career, and I took my severance money. I rented out a studio over on 8 Mile and Woodward, which I've been there since 2020, and a lot of people have come through there. So I've helped a lot of people make films, but the one that I produced next, right out of film school, was Made for This, which is a boxing movie.
So during COVID, though, a lot of individuals actually, found different careers and done different things. So you actually found your different career, right?
I
During
pivoted.
COVID, you made a pivot. You already had it, but you pivoted.
Yeah, pivoted on and I didn't think that I'd be doing this full time. I had no idea. God knew, but I didn't know that this is the direction I would be going in. And so, like I said, but once I got in it, I felt like, okay, this is something that I can do and do well because I'm good at organizing. For the most part, that's what I do for most of my career is just organize, structure, put things in place. So a project manager and a production manager, virtually the same thing.
Wow. And so I'm hearing you say that you pivoted, you went into, so you had no idea. You took your severance money and you went to 8 Mile and Woodward. Come on,
rented
now.
a studio.
You rented the studio, and so you took your money, and you didn't know when the next check was coming.
No, I gave them, like 6 months worth of rent, and then I just kind of lived off of my retirement. I'm an OG, I'm an older lady, but for the most part, and I'm so grateful that I don't look as old as I am, but that's what I did. I was living off of the money that I was saving for retirement my whole career that I was working, and I used that to help fund films, help do different things so that other people could make their projects. And that's what I did, invested in other people's dreams as well.
Mentorship.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was
let's talk about that. Mentorship. So you had some individuals like yourself that were young that you actually mentored and you invested in them. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. And one of the people that I worked with, his name is Jordan Curry, and it was actually his movie. And when I met him, I was like, okay, I'll help you. Whatever you need to do. He needed a location. And then he needed this, and then he needed that. And then next thing you know, I was like, okay, you know what? I will be a producer of this, and I will invest and make sure that your movie gets made. Do whatever needed to be done, I'll get in and do what needs to be done. So it was almost like a mentorship. He kind of had, he already had his story together. He already wrote his script. He already had his group, his team that he works with, a group of guys that call themselves Fellpeller. And so I worked with him, though, primarily to make sure that he could get locations, make sure that his talent was in place, and just to make sure that everything was done that he needed to have done. And he even found and secured another investor for him.
That's amazing. Wow. So, I hear you say to make sure that he has his locations. And what about individuals that have the desire to either get into filmmaking or want to just do a film, be in a film?
Yeah.
So how do you help coach them to get where they need to be, especially if it's someone who has no experience?
And you know what, Dr. T, that's a good question because I get that a lot. A lot of people want to tell their story. They have a story to tell, or they know of somebody else's story that needs to be told, and they ask me, what do I need to do? And I just said, well, the first thing is outline your story. Tell what you want. What is it that you want people to know? And then you can work with the script writer to get the story written. That was one of the things I did with, some other people here, is to help them to tell their stories. One person wanted to tell the story about her father. And so whatever it is that they needed to get conveyed, I'm like, it always starts with the script. But the script writer won't know what to write until you give them the outline of your story. What is it? Do you want to tell about the whole life? Do you want to tell about an incident in the life? What is the idea behind it? But there's also, I like to say all the time that Detroit has carved out its own lane in the independent film industry. We are trailblazing right now. A lot of people are seeing what we're doing. A lot of people have been doing it for a long time, and the attention is now on them. But a lot of people in Detroit are making movies. It's kind of like when Motown started. Mm-hmm. Everybody was making music. So Detroit is now doing this, and we are getting the attention of the major studios. My dream and my prayer and my goal is to help build a bridge between LA and Detroit, between Chicago and Detroit, between Atlanta and Detroit, so that we are the major mecca that people will come to. We will have the major studios, not just the independent films.
So my question is, when you say, you say the outline. So someone has to basically put the outline or build the foundation,
Yes.
and then someone like someone like a writer would come in and actually put the foundation together. Is that how it actually works?
Yeah.
They would build the outline. I call it the foundation, but the outline, right?
Well, and
then,
it can be, whatever the term is, because everybody might not have that background to know exactly how to write. But you still know the premise of what your story is, and you have to be the one to tell the story. Then you hire a good script writer or somebody new, just like, like I was, somebody that's trying to get in and start writing a script and learn how to tell the story. And then when you get your script writer involved, they'll be able to, build the story, the spine of the story, to be able to get the highs and the lows and et cetera, to make it interesting so people will want to watch it or continue watching it. Because, as a trainer, and that which in my background, you got to keep people's attention. And so you got to learn how to keep people's attention, and that's how the stories work.
Well, I just got that text or that signal from Nathan, our new producer.
He said it's time to go on break.
It's time to go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you. Engineer. Right term. Engineer. So we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Lunghamer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
We're back. We're back in the studio still.
Man.
With the director, producer of Unseen Innocent.
Thank you.
Yeah. You were born to do this.
Yeah.
You come in, relax, ready to go.
Listen, I was created for this. That's my thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, God gives you an assignment. And this was my assignment. I see that now. I didn't know it at first. At first, I thought it was just doing a documentary. But I realized as I got into it that I was on assignment.
Wow. So let's talk about Unseen Innocent. Mm-hmm. It had its debut May 19th in California, and then on the 19th, and then the 22nd at Fox Theater in Bakersfield, California, and then tomorrow in Detroit at Fort Wyoming Drive-In.
Yes.
At 7:30.
Yes.
Let's talk about the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So the documentary is a story about a man who was sentenced 51 years for a murder that he says he did not commit. The murder happened February 12, 1976. It was a Hollywood star by the name of Sal Mineo. Sal Mineo came to fame in the 50s and the 60s by being a part of Rebel Without a Cause with Jimmy Dean, Natalie Wood, and he had a lot of other movies. He was a child star. So he was a very well-known actor in the 50s and 60s. He kind of ran into some struggles because he came out in the late 60s as being bisexual, and in that age and in that day and time, it just wasn't popular to do so. So his career took a hit. But that is also why I think to this very day, he is the darling of the LGBTQ community. And the reason why his story, even though he has been gone for 48 years, he has his story just going forward because he has a Facebook page, a website, a YouTube channel. I mean, there's just so much information out there. The unfortunate part of it is that when he was murdered, the witnesses saw a white man with blonde hair that was bouncing in the wind as he ran away. And a year and a half later, they arrested a light-skinned black man with an afro. And then they just built the whole case to be able to convict him. And his conviction didn't only include the murder of Sal Mineo. It included 10 robberies that were unsolved in the area. They just pinned all these robberies on him.
But there were no witnesses, right? There were witnesses saying it wasn't him, right? There was witnesses saying that it wasn't him. There were witnesses that saw a white man with blonde hair. Now, I don't know how he wound up getting convicted. That's what he said. He was like, well, at some point they're going to figure out that I'm not white at some point, right? But instead, what they did was they built a story around saying that he had was confessing, the standard things that they do, jailhouse confessions to other inmates that he claimed he did it. And they put that out in the media. A lot of his case was tried in the media so that then people wouldn't really question it. They put it in the media. A lot of the things that I read in the media when I saw his court work, I'm like, this isn't. Where's the wife's testimony? Where is, I'm looking through his inmate records, his inmate copy of the records, which are the only ones that seem to exist right now, is his inmate copies. And a lot of things that I read, I did not in the newspaper articles that I found and online and in people's books, that wasn't in the court documents.
Wow. Mm-hmm. This is mind blowing.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunate.
Unfortunately, this man is imprisoned and he's saying he's innocent. So how does getting his story out help him?
Yeah. So here's the deal. So he actually was sentenced to 51 years. However, his sentence was reduced and he's been out for about almost 25 years now. He was released in the 90s. So he served just under 24 years in prison in total.
Wait. How do you get convicted of something and then be released 20 some odd years later?
So he had a prison lawyer who went and set an appeal for him and fought for him, and that's how he got the sentence reduced. Because a lot of those robberies that happened, like little things like he was in the hospital, because he, unfortunately, he said he was never an angel. So he was involved in gangs and et cetera. He's from Los Angeles.
So he had a past like everybody else.
He had a past, yeah. Okay. But they used that to kind of sway public opinion and even the jury's opinion of him. So they, although what was standing in front of them should have been glaring that they were looking for another person that was white with blonde hair. They accepted the fact that the prosecutors said, no, this is the one he did it. He claimed he did it. He said he did it. So what the witnesses saw, they must have been mistaken.
So when you said he had a prison lawyer, he had a lawyer that represents prisoners.
Mm-hmm. He's in prison.
So a lawyer outside that was a prison lawyer, or someone inside that was a prison. That was a prisoner.
Still is.
Okay, prisoner inmate.
Yep, he's an inmate. So he's in prison, was in prison, and he practices law, and he actually helped him try his case and was his attorney and wrote his appeal and everything and won it, and that was how his sentence was reduced.
Wow. So let's just go back to the beginning. How did you meet him?
So that's the question that a lot of people want to know, because I'm in Detroit and he lives in California. What happened was, when I finished film school, the very first thing I did after film school was a music video. I worked on a music video for a Southern soul artist by the name of Bad News. And his manager was trying to book him at, we call him Ray Ray, at Ray Ray's motorcycle club in Bakersfield, California. And they talked about Ray Ray's story. And the manager said, "Oh, I know somebody that can help you. She can help you with this." And they called me on the phone, and then that's when he started telling me the story. And I said, "Well, let me research it. Let me get back to you." And I did some research, and then I said, this doesn't even sound right. So I said, "Well, I'll help you tell your story." I said, "Come to Detroit. If you can get to Detroit, we can film your story." And that was the thought. It was my first project. I was trying to formulate exactly how I was going to do this documentary. I watched a lot of documentaries, and that is when the passion for wrongful convictions grew, because as I started researching it, I started seeing the unfortunate and the infuriating cases of people being wrongfully convicted. There's so many stories that are out there that you can watch that are identical to his, and it's been going on for years. And so that was how this started for me, and him, was that, come to Detroit, and which is what he did. He hopped on a flight. He came here. This is how he also got introduced to the local motorcycle community, because he is a motorcyclist. And we put a call out to see if we could get a bike for him to ride, because in the story that I wanted to tell, I wanted to show him riding off into his sunset years, because his life is good now. At least that was the thought. His life is good now. It really is good now, because, through the trajectory of the story and the work we've done, we've uncovered a person who actually witnessed the murder, and he was interviewed, and we were talking to him in his documentary, and he sticks to the same story, that he saw a white man with blonde hair, or excuse me, he saw blonde hair. He couldn't say for sure. So he's
still living. The guy that actually saw it.
The guy who saw it
was a witness.
He was a witness. But here's an interesting thing. When the murder happened in February 12, 1976, this eyewitness was 17 years old. He was standing right there on the other side of the fence with his dog. He testified in front of the grand jury, but he never testified at the trial. Ray Ray never knew this man existed. He never knew that this actual person existed. Wow. And that's the interesting thing.
Wow. So my last question to you is, what is one thing that you want people to leave with your documentary? I know I called it a movie, but what is
the documentary? I want people to understand that it's really a call to action. I want people to get a good understanding about the plight of the wrongfully convicted, that we pay more attention to this, because if you are in the numbers and you know about analytics, you know that, let's say, 9% of the people that are wrongfully convicted are in, or the 9% of the people in jail might be wrongfully convicted. What if you or your family member was in that 9%? And if you're wrongfully convicted, you're not like in the wrongful conviction part of the jail. You are in jail with everybody. Mm-hmm. You're surviving like everybody, and you didn't do anything wrong. And that is the part I want people to really take a look at what's happening within our judicial system, because this needs to change. It needs to change. It cannot go on where you have prosecutorial misconduct, people who are doing things just because they want their numbers, and people who just want to make things match. And then also, we all know that the police, and a lot of them take, a lot of good officers are out there, but there's a lot of them that, are bad actors as well, just like in those fraternities. It's a lot of people that kind of go along, the bullies are in there running stuff on other people. And so, but that impacts people's lives, and it's sad.
We definitely want to highlight those that are in law enforcement, that are literally doing the job, protecting and serving. We even, our little brother, Gill Garrett, yes. He was on the side of us. He's a good guy. There's a lot of good officers out here. And even with fraternities and sororities, you do have some that are bad, some people that are bad. I'm not going to quote unquote say the entire organizations, but we definitely know that there are some bad apples.
There are.
Bad apples wherever you go.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, bullies. They're bullies. They're bullies that take advantage of their power, and that's the whole problem. That's what we run into, power trips, and it's going on. It's too prevalent.
This is just mind blowing to me. So it doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what color you are. You know what I mean? So to be wrongfully convicted, period. I mean, you're taking away from your family the life that you could have lived. And so when you're that young and spend 20 whatever years in away from your family, 24 years away from your family, you know, life is different now than it was 24 years ago. And so, you know, man, so I'm thankful that God allowed him his freedom, because there are so many that may not get a chance to be free.
Yeah, and I was, and through the me telling the story and working on this, I met a guy by the name of Ken Nixon, and he's with the Organization of Exonerees, and he helps a lot of people. I wanted to get that in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what happened. So I was like, what? But,
that was the sign.
Wrap it up.
to wrap it up.
So definitely wanted to shout out Mr. Dixon.
Ken Nixon.
Yes.
Ken Nixon, yeah.
Nixon.
Yes.
And the Organization of Exonerees, because they really help people that have been exonerated. And there's a lot of them out there, black, white, male, female.
So, Letitia, how does anyone get in contact with you if they have a story to tell, or if they want to work with you, or if they need to be mentored?
Yeah, so you can find me on D44 Productions. My website is d44productions.com. My Instagram is at D44 Productions. So what it is D, the letter D is in David, the word 4, and the number 4, D44. And D44 is actually 444, which means angels watching over you.
Wow. Well, all right now.
So is that DFOUR 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. D is in David, the word 4, and then the number 4, D44 Productions.
And then real quick before we let you go, you have an event tomorrow, right?
Yes, this is the third. It is at the Ford Wyoming Drive-In. It is dedicated to the motorcycle community. And the Ford Wyoming Drive-In at 7:30 p.m. the doors will open. The movie starts at dusk. And so we really just want to invite everyone to come there, show, just enjoy themselves and actually get an opportunity to watch this documentary. Yep.
Will the gentleman be there?
Yeah, he's actually on his way now. He's in an RV riding across country, trailing his motorcycle. He said he wants to ride his motorcycle across the red carpet. So now I got to go find a red carpet when I leave here.
You'll find it.
You'll find it. You'll definitely find it.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Shout out again.
Shout out again to Donna Brown for making this happen this morning.
She's
So
a
yes,
good person.
yes,
She's a very good person.
Yeah. So Unseen Innocence.
Unseen Innocence.
Come on, producer and director Letitia
she was
McIntosh.
in our studio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
so much.
We'll be right back.
Are you paying high interest rates on a car loan? Do you desire to purchase a home, but you're unable to get approved? Perhaps you're repeatedly getting denied for credit when applying for credit cards. Listen, better credit doesn't just happen. You've got to make it happen. I've helped hundreds of people better their credit and their overall financial situation by applying a simple set of instructions that anyone can follow. Call me today, 1-800-988-9184. That's Kathy Washington, your financial impact coach, at 1-800-988-9184. Don't delay. Call today.
Regina, the Queen of Car Loans here with Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, we've got your back. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others may have roadblocks. Regardless of your financial situation, I can get you financed and driving today. Simply Google Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Ride in style with the Queen. Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet in Waterford.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
We're back in the studio still, and we still have
Letitia is still here,
still
y'all.
in the studio. She decided not to leave us. So
I'm having so much fun with you ladies, and I enjoy it.
You know what to do. You know what to do. But first of all, you know what? I got to say good morning to some people on Facebook here. We're getting some interaction this morning. So good morning to Sean Crump. She said, Jayla Buckley, actress, singer.
Jayla is her daughter, so shout out to Jayla. Hey, Sean. Shout out to Sean Crump. And also, you know what? Cornelia Carter usually rocks with us every Saturday morning. So I don't know if she's on or not, but let's shout her out. And for every person that's listening live, we appreciate you. For those that are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, we appreciate you.
All right, then we have Denise Harris says, good morning, Dr. Teresa Moore and Regina Eileen Woodard. And then
hey, sis, Denise Harris.
Yeah, and then we have Mavis Peters. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Mavis.
You know, I can't believe you guys blew it this morning. We were giving away 2 gift cards this morning, $25 each. 866-423-9578. Nobody called in. Sean didn't call in. Mavis didn't call in.
Letitia said she gonna call in.
I was getting ready to go out and call in.
I'm giving away $25 gift cards.
You get it.
Good morning.
It's Memorial Day weekend. Where y'all at?
Yeah.
Come on.
$25 gift card.
1-866-423-9578. Y'all better call in.
And if you're from the Yak, you know you can pick it up from the dealership from me on Tuesday. 866-423-9578. Can't believe Mavis missing out on that.
I mean, or if
or
y'all
even
inbox
Sean
me,
or
you
Denise.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
no inboxing.
Oh, wait, I mean, I'm saying it's the holiday weekend.
Inboxing? They need to be listening
No,
live.
I'm just saying they can inbox me where they want to pick it up from. I mean, if they can't come on Tuesday.
Well, no, if they can't, they got to call in, though. They don't want to call
you better
in.
call 1-866-423-9578. Listen,
$25 adds up.
Right.
Look, my girl just texted me. One of my girls that I grew up with that has been a major supporter and all. She was in my first project in film school, and she said, "I hear you on the radio."
Yes. Shout her out. What's her name?
Yolanda Spivey. Yes,
Come
I grew up with her.
Spivey.
Yes.
Good morning, Yolo.
Good morning, Yolanda. Yeah, I had her playing my first. It was a non-dialogue film, and she was in it. I was like, it was hilarious. She was like, "I remember your first project, the one I don't talk about." You know, there's always a first project that people don't talk about.
Yeah, okay, wait. Well, since she threw it out there, what's the one we don't talk about?
Yeah, that one actually is going to end up probably being my best project when I get it all together. But yeah, it's a story that I had put together about a younger brother and sister that were twins, and they pretty much had special powers.
Come on,
special powers, and they had a mother that was sick, and they used their special powers to kind of tap them into different dimensions and et cetera. But in film school, I couldn't really pull that off. So I made it a whole different story. So their mother had special powers, and her friend, which was my friend Yolanda, they were cooking in the kitchen and making special food.
Well, they were cooking in the kitchen.
In the kitchen to make special food.
That leads me to the fact too. I mean, Dr. T and myself, and we actually called ourselves in the kitchen. Oh, but she tossed me out the kitchen.
Listen, so one of my greatest past things that I used to do was cater. And so we were in the kitchen making a pound cake. And so we was in the kitchen and we was whipping, right? Oh, wow. And so
you were whipping.
Yeah, but
you were whipping.
She was perpetrating.
I understand that too, because I'm like, it's a lot of things I can do, but cooking is just now. I don't have the patience for cooking. If you got,
it's an art.
But you have the patience to do anything you want to do if that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do.
That's true.
I don't want to cook. I want. Well, I want to cook, but I don't want to learn.
I love fried chicken, but I cannot stand frying it. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
No,
that's why I love the air fryer. Because I'm like, I couldn't say, I'm standing there, chicken for 20 minutes. I got other stuff to do in 20 minutes. I was like.
So the good thing about the air fryer, I put the air fryer on, jump in the shower, boom. Food ready for the day.
Boom.
Food ready for lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
See, me, I'm the opposite. I'm going to grab the flour and season it on up, and I'm going to drop it in the deep fryer and go to cook it.
Yeah.
And
it smell good in the whole place and everything, and then it tastes good. And yeah.
So, I really appreciate the hands, so I'll be putting oil on my hands, y'all.
Okay, so Sean's saying she's calling in, but no answer.
Okay.
That's what she's saying.
Uh-oh, Sean's calling.
Okay,
we
got
Yolanda,
two callers. We got Yolanda.
Come on, we got two callers.
Let's get Yolanda on. Good morning, Yolanda.
I called in for the gift card, but
Yolanda, you called in for the gift card.
Okay,
we got you. Wait a minute, I thought you
Sean,
was calling because
you
was
just
in the. I thought you was in the the movies. So I thought that's why you was calling.
I pull her in.
Calling in for the gift card, and then there my girlfriend is on the radio. Are you kidding me?
Come on, this is a win-win for you. Okay.
Win-win. Yes.
We're glad you called in.
We appreciate
I grew up with her. I was like, yep. That was.
So did you know she was on the radio this morning? You knew she was on the radio.
No, I did not. I did not know she was on the radio. I usually wake up. I'm old school, so this is my alarm clock, right?
Oh, we were talking about her grandbaby yesterday, and so that was what the conversation was about yesterday. I forgot to mention this.
Well, that's coincidence. Isn't that coincidence?
What's your grandbaby's name, Yolanda?
Kinsley.
That's beautiful.
That's a pretty name.
Yolanda, thank you so much for calling in. So we're going to get your information, and we're going to get you that gift card. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day to you, too.
Yeah, Yolanda, let me hold $5.
Hey, and thank you for listening.
No problem.
Thank you for listening.
So next we have Sean Crump.
Come
all
on.
the way from the Yak Pontiac on.
Hey, good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Listen, come on. What J-Lad so she can belt out a song for us?
In bed.
She's not here right now.
I was going to say in bed. In bed. That's where she is.
Listen, Sean, I'm looking
She's
for...
at home. She's at home.
At her house.
Okay.
She's here from out of town for the holiday.
Listen, I'm looking forward to coming sitting under that tent. I know it's up. It's Memorial Day.
No, actually, it got blew over, and I'm looking for a new one.
Oh, darn. Well, congratulations on this gift card you just won. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
And then
Thank you. I am really enjoying your show. I just came across it this morning, and I'm really enjoying it.
Listen, you have to listen every Saturday morning from 6 to 7. We're on here. So listen, you have a chance to win. You have a chance to call in and ask questions.
Yes.
So we're thankful that you're on this morning. We love you, sis.
We appreciate you.
Love you too. Yes. Thank you so much.
And they want to get your name and your well, we got all your information.
Yeah,
right?
we'll make sure that we get your information so we can get you that gift card.
And then you're in the Yak, and I'm in Waterford at Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet, so you can always stop by and get it from me.
Yeah, and Sean, I don't know you, but
yes,
before I spend it, before I
she
spend
needs
it.
a car.
Whoa, okay.
Well, make sure you come and see the queen. But look, we have Letitia said let her hold $5.
$5 from girl. What? $5 from Yolanda, $5 from Sean. That's $10.
Add it up.
All right, Sean. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
She hung up. All right, Sean. You hung up. But listen, man, that was 2 gift cards, y'all. We gave them away.
2 gift cards.
She was going to say something, but thank you. Whatever it was she was going to
say.
She
might say it on Facebook, but
she'll be able to connect with me. I'm here. Like I said, I'm at 8 Mile in Woodward. Right now, that's where my studio is. I have big dreams, though, you guys. I have big dreams. So I plan on having my own studio, and I want to be able to, unveil that at some point.
Yeah, and I'm so excited we get
people
to say.
can come to and do things. Yeah,
well, I'm excited to say we was the one who saw her.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that you stay in touch with us.
Absolutely,
because we're super
excited. To come back.
We're super excited for your future.
This is fun.
Good luck
I'd like to come back and just sit there and borrow $5 tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a good day, good week. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
And yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Same time, same place next week.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghamer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.